recording.
suppose.
We all suppose. Welcome to the 2023 Week 2 Duff Pickem AllStars. To my right is the Sippy Cup. Middle grounds over there is Ice House. That's Skins. Upper corner up there, and the right is Grody. Top left is the Commission. We are all here to provide you a full house of advice for your possible bets against your office people, against the office space, against the office janitors, so that you can win your fantasy football picks. The best advice comes from these five. I'm here to host the show and provide stupid commentary. Uh, we're going to first go over our league pick'em for what happened last week, with stats brought to us by Commish. Commish, what happened last week?
Well, we all sucked.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, John, you led the week with 3 correct picks. Myself, Boston Stan got 2, and Kevin got 1 right. And I'm sorry, I almost missed it. Tommy got none of them right. Let's see. We all got me wrong. We all got Grody wrong. We all got Skins wrong. Had Tommy voted against himself, we all would have gotten science right. And had Kevin and Tommy voted for auto draft, we would have all gotten auto draft right. JV was the only one who got himself right, which came down to Monday night anyway.
Sure did.
So as it stands, JV is taking the top spot, followed by myself, Boston Stan, tied with 2 each, and then Grody with 1, and Tommy. I love how they put you second to the bottom with 0, even though you made picks and nobody else did. We're like, listen, you're terrible, but you're not as bad as Dave. Apparently, Dave making no picks is worse than you making 6 wrong.
What is up with that?
Very
So make
strange.
sure you get all 6 wrong, and then get an IP.
Yeah. The panels that you can see right there. So left hand side is all of us. Right hand side, up that part of it's got the scores. If you notice down in the lower right though is the around the horn style point system. I still can't find the song or the sound, but every time they say something awesome, I'm gonna add in points with that one or take away points if it's something that I don't like with that. So that's all going with there. We'll see if we can beat the commish who won last week with 9 points with that. We'll see what happens with this here. Let's start. Grody, you're up at the top right here. Let's talk a little bit about Meerscat versus the 2 Kidder Quitter.
All righty. Yeah, I just opened this up to look at it. As you go down the list, I think it's definitely going to be tough for Dak Prescott against the Jets. They have a good defense. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, I'm hoping he remembers how to football because I do have Jamar Chase. I would definitely, as you go down the list, you could probably wash things out until you get to the running back spot, where I think the big advantage for Joe is definitely going to be Tony Pollard. Madison didn't look very good, and Philadelphia does have a really good rush defense. Then the other edge I give as well to Joe will be Robinson, who did pretty well last week and against Green Bay, should hopefully look to improve on that. And then the biggest advantage for Joe is going to be tight end, because I don't think Taysom Hill is going to do anything this year. He's not been involved in the offense for the last few games last year and even the beginning of this year. So, and then you get to the flex spot. I think Joe's got a big advantage with ETN. He's split carries with the other back, but he's still getting his. And I definitely see no defense in the game against Kansas City and Jacksonville. And then I definitely like the Denver defense going up against Washington versus a bold move by Dave of doing Jacksonville going up against KC. He's got Buffalo on the bench going up against the Raiders. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to end up starting them. But Gonna pick the commish on this one. I think just because of the running backs, I think that's where Joe edges out the win because I think the running backs have it this week for him.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Skins, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean with Grody. Dave will probably make a couple substitutions, especially with that defense. But yeah, I'm gonna give this to Joe.
Another one to Joe with that there. Ice House?
Yeah, same here. I'm with Joe.
Another
I
one.
agree that, Taysom Hill, what are you doing, man? Why do you have him on your team? No, it's not last year. Give it up.
It's true. Very true. Commish, well, what do you vote? You or him?
I'm gonna take myself. Why not?
You take yourself there. I am also going to take yourself. The OPN believes very firmly that come on, two-kitter quitter. What's with the Taysom Hill gag? It's not funny anymore. Come on. Sippy.
Other than he can probably sub out, consider sub out Wilson and put in Olave up into the receiver, and where he can put in Delvin Cook. Because with now they're probably going to run the ball more.
Mm.
Then change out those defense. It's going to be close, but lean towards the committee.
Make
I
it
like
there.
that move, Tommy.
Yeah, that is a
Dump
good
offs
move.
to Cook. And then also, Joe, if you want to play keep away with the tight ends on the free agency wire, you could do that and keep them from Dave too.
We'll see what happens.
He's got, you hear that sound on his face like, yes, yes. All right, good, good. Skins. Tell us a little bit about 7-1 versus Blavender.
Let's see, 7-1 versus B-Lav. We got two 0-1 teams. Trevor Lawrence versus Mahomes, and they're each playing each other. So advantage, we'll go advantage Mahomes by a shade. Wide receivers, we got Debo and Amari Cooper versus CeeDee Lamb and Sutton versus Washington. I don't like Sutton. And then I got Derrick Henry and Antonio Gibson versus Stevenson and Dillon. I'm starting to see why B-Lav is 0-1. Tony also. Komet versus Schultz. In the flex, we got two hyphenated receivers. We got Smith-Schuster versus Valdez-Scantling. And I think the kickers are a wash. And then San Francisco defense versus the Rams versus the Jets versus Dallas. Not liking that one. Sitting on the bench, really no one standing out to me. Tony can move Taylor to the IR spot and pick up someone else if he wants. Suspended punches in our league go to the IR. I know sometimes they can't.
Well, Taylor's on the
Probably
week
could.
list, so he could.
Taylor can, but William, he's got Jameson and Kamara, or they each have Jameson and Kamara too. So I mean, if they can, Tony can pick up too, but I mean they could definitely improve their flex and other positions.
Yeah, Tony should have put Taylor. He's a pup. He should be on the IR already. Suspended players, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, with all that said, I think it'll be close. If we could bet over unders on our league games, I would bet the under for these two. I think I'll give it to Tony for this week.
Giving it to Tony. Skins gives it to the 7-1. Ice House, do you also give it to 7-1?
Yeah, I'm taking Tony with this one. I question some draft decisions at this point. Just as players he has in, but it's like, whatever, man. It's fine. Lavender was probably just as bad. I guess since neither of them showed up for the draft, they get what they get, which is, pile of crap. So Good news for both of them is one of them gets a win this week.
Oh, I like it there. All right, so 2 for 7-1 commish.
Yeah, I'll put my faith in Anthony.
And Anthony a third for 7-1. This is close. I am going to take a gamble on Blavender. I'm thinking Mahomes is embarrassed of last week, and he needs to make up for something with that there. So we shall see. Sippy.
I'm gonna go with 7-1.
Going with
Dumpster
7-1.
fire game of the week.
Now this is this is basically two teams who can score 70 this week.
Yeah, this is auto draft bowl.
Oh. And then back up to Grody.
Auto draft D&D.
Well, I gotta take a shot on Lavender here. A little bit of an underdog, and I like the QB.
I do like the QB as well. I like that as well. All right. Coming down to Ice House. Ice House, you get to talk about the Auto Draft All Stars versus Science.
Well, oh Jesus, Justin Fields. I'm right. It's hard to get behind that. Although T. Higgins had 0 points last week. I don't know, man. There's a lot of. I really don't like either team.
There's a little
Wow.
CMC. There's a little Hopkins.
Yeah, it's just all over the place. I'm gonna take Barry's side. I think Justin Jefferson can get it together.
Okay. Science, and then
It's gonna be a close game, but then there's a whole lot of in this game. For these teams,
yeah,
they
all
both
right.
have a couple guys that probably gonna shit the bed, but also a couple guys that just might do enough to give them what they need. It's not a pretty matchup.
All right. I like that there. Commish, your thoughts?
Well, I think for me, it's going to rest, and unfortunately, our picks will be put in before it goes. But whether or not Kelsey plays,
Hmm.
which sucks
Hmm.
because the second the game starts on Thursday, our picks are locked in. So if Kelsey plays, obviously Barry's going to put him in, and that benefits Barry tremendously. Um, if he doesn't play, I mean, Barry's team still did pretty good. Andrew's team squeaked by. Um, I'm gonna go with Barry.
Another one for Barry. That makes sense too. The Kelsey bet does make a lot of sense with that. I'm going to join you all with also going for Science. I'm betting on Kelsey playing, although I think CMC against the Rams, that's some juice, is what that is. That's some serious juice. Sippy, you got some juice in there? What do you got?
I think they said Chelsea might play, but even he's questionable. What do yeah, I'm gonna go.
He's gonna go with Science, he says. Science. Another one there for Science. Back up, Grody.
So originally I was gonna pick Barry, but then when I realized that if Kelsey does play, based off of the point difference, adding Kelsey in, it actually makes Bates the underdog. So I need an underdog pick here, so I'm taking Bates.
Underdogs is important for that one. I like the way you're thinking. I do. Skins, are you on the pro-trary or contrary side?
I think the contrary. I'm going to do auto draft.
Wow.
I see a bunch of stealing plays on auto draft's team, but for Barry, outside of Kelsey, I don't really see any of those guys going off. Jefferson was, I think he's going to go under his projection. He's going to be up against Darius Slay for most of the game, and I'll get into that later. But quick preview: Slay held last year when they played each other. Darius Slay got more interceptions than he gave up receptions to Jefferson last year. Cam Akers and Montgomery, they don't really. Akers got out snapped by Kyron Williams last week. So if Barry doesn't change that, that's probably going to be a 3-point spot for Akers. But yeah, I see a lot more ceiling and guys being able to go off for auto draft, so I'm going to pick him. That's
Like
even
it.
with Kelsey playing.
All right. I see what you're doing there. I do agree with that. So two for 2%. Yeah, two for Sunnyvale. It's awesome. And then 4 for Science with that. That's great. Moving on, because Sippy and I cannot talk about ourselves, and he and I would be kind of the last ones here. Kamish, do you mind talking about Sippy Cup versus the Peanut?
Sure. Let's see what we got here.
Down. You.
Why are we skipping over the other two matchups?
Well, Sippy and I can't talk about ourselves last here, and so I'm just moving the list around a little bit.
Oh, all right, all right. I'd be confused. I had the wrong. I was like, I have the right matchup, right? Oh, let's see. Tommy 0-1, JV 1-0. Tommy still reeling from Cooper Kupp's injury, clearly hurting, and also Christian Watson being out the first game. I'm sure was not great news for you. Smith versus Hurts, obviously Hurts advantage. Brown and Waddle over Lockett and Davis. Sanders and Connor could be a wash in terms of Chubb and Cook. Hawkinson and over, well, I don't know. It depends on how Arizona plays. Hawkinson could still he'll be needing to catch the ball if Minnesota falls behind. Same thing with Christian Kirk in the flex over Algier. If KC's up, Jacksonville's going to be throwing. Atlanta's defense against Green Bay probably need to change that there, buddy. Or maybe not. I don't know. Cleveland
Whoa!
versus Pittsburgh. Cleveland, I don't know. I think that would be fascinating to see what Pittsburgh does. I feel like could be a bounce back game for them, but who knows? Oh, Jesus. Who has the best chance at being, well, Hurts to Brown? That's also kind of a, well, not a wash, but that's not going to help. You guys don't have anything on your bench worth talking about. Oh, Minnesota's defense. There you go, John.
Thank you.
Why you still have them is besides me. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take John on this one.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I like that. All right, vote for the Peanut. I like how you mentioned the Hertz Brown matchup because equally, Tommy's got Geno Smith and I've got Tyler Lockett, where our quarterbacks are throwing to each other's wide receivers. In some ways, it
Yeah,
should
but
be a
Tyler Lockett's not their number one.
no, not at all. I just think it's
Not by
good.
a long shot.
I vote for the Peanut. To vote for a win. Sippy, your thoughts?
For why 4 this week, probably,
Mm.
and the rest of the year. Yeah. I'm gonna vote myself 700.
There you go. It's confidence at the backs with that there. I like that. Grody?
I am picking the orange peanut.
Yeah. I like that, yeah. Skins.
I think I like Peanut. He's got Hurts going Thursday night. I think you got the better running backs. Waller versus Hawkinson could be a wash, but I mean, seeing as how the Giants played last night or last Sunday, who knows? I don't think we'll have seen what they are going to do with Waller. But Washington on Sunday against Arizona, Logan Thomas got, I want to say, like 8 targets as the tight end against Arizona, so that could be good for Waller. And I like that Cleveland matchup versus Pittsburgh because they looked like crap against San Francisco. So let's give it to JV, the OP.
All right, the OP. And then Ice House.
Yeah, I'm going with the OP on this one. Sorry, Tommy.
Ooh. He stands alone. That means he's got to win and upset us all. Right, Tommy?
I'm just waiting until I get to play the other teams in the position.
All right. I'll go back up here. I get to talk about Grody versus Scriptum. They're both projected. Scriptum's just barely about to beat Grody, but only by 3. You got Goff against Seattle. Nice matchup. Allen versus Las Vegas. Beautiful. Allen's just a deadly quarterback. It reminds me last year. Grody, did you not have the Allen Diggs combo last year?
I did.
Yeah, that's a mean combination, is what that is. I like the fact that Grody's playing Mike Evans and he's catching balls. Godwin is good, but Bears secondary is Chase and Hill, amazing wide receivers. It's a wash in my opinion there. Najee's healthy. Barkley's the better pick with that one there. Walker and Jones, I better same with that. Kyle Pitts. Eric is rocking Pitts. And it'll be interesting. Oh, Aaron Jones is a Q. Why is he a Q? You have a little problem?
I think his
He was hammy in the game.
Zaya,
Oh.
did you not watch any of the Bears game?
Oh, in a non-contact play too.
Yeah. Look at that Dallas
What a
defense scored
fucking
like
loser!
40 some odd points last week. Ridiculously high for Eric. But man, there's one reason I'm going Grody in this matchup. It's because he's got Dicker the kicker. I'm going Grody for this one here. Sippy Cup. What do you think?
This week, you could have had Declan. He did not go for Britton Hole.
Another one goes for
Other
Dicker
than
the
that,
kicker.
all I wanted to say,
He's going Dicker the kicker. Grody.
I would love to pick myself, but that Dallas defense going up against Zach Wilson, there's the only hope I have is that New England can just eliminate Tyreek Hill, and I think that gives me a chance if they shut him down. So that's if that happens, I can win. But right now, I'm unfortunately I'm going to pick Eric.
I'm going to script him with that. Smart. I like it. Skins.
Yeah, there's a good chance this could be another. What did Dallas score last week?
40.
30 points for defense.
Oh,
Yeah.
defense. I don't know. 30. Yeah, 30 something. It might as well have scored 40.
47 points. Okay. Yeah, that alone might just give the win to him. So, I mean, outside of that defense, I really want to go for Grody, the other side. But I mean, with our scoring settings, a little defensive premium, Josh Allen on that side, come back. You can do that at home versus the Raiders. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Eric. But
On to Eric.
change the
Okay.
defense out and you get my vote, Brody.
Oh. Like it there. Ice House,
Change Eric's defense
you
out.
get the split.
Yeah, I can't get past the Tyreek Hill Dallas defense thing, so I gotta take Eric, but reluctantly because Drake London didn't do fuck last week.
Hmm.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
It's on his bench. Jacoby, Cooks, Charbonnet.
It's
Yeah. Charbonnet. Okay. I like it there. And then Kamish. We got 3 for Scriptum, 2 for Grody.
I don't know.
excellent.
You know what? I'm gonna go with. I think Mike Evans will have a better game against Chicago than Chris Godwin, so I'm gonna go with Grody.
Yeah. An even split with that and a fair assessment as well. I like it. And then last game, Sippy's going to, or sorry, yeah, wait. Last game, Sippy's going to talk about here. Sorry, it keeps going back to week 1 for me. It's going to be Ice House versus Skins, Battle of Brotherly Love. Oh, you got Ice House versus Skins, Sippy.
Well, anyway, yeah, it's fine. Anyway,
Right, yes.
um, uh, well, you got Herbert versus Cousins. Cousins is going against Philly. Oh, I'll give slight edge to Stan on this one. The Skins. Mm, yeah, Diggs versus St. Brown. Lee moves over David. I'm gonna take Ace House on this one.
Taking Ice House in this one here. Interesting, interesting. Grody, your thoughts?
I mean, I'm gonna go with Ice House on this one. I like his wide receiver matchups a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. He's got 2 Qs, man. That's tough.
Oh, oh, and Muth is a Q. Oh no. Oh, that's not a good one with
Yeah, but
that.
if San Francisco continues going the way they're going, it looks like Brandon Ayuk is like Purdy's like new guy. So I think that's the edge right there. It's going to be whatever Ayuk does. If he goes off like he did in the first game, he'll give Boss the win. So that's why I got.
He's going Ice House. All right,
He
makes
did it.
sense.
Did a thing last year, so I don't see why it shouldn't keep on happening.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Not like he broke out, so it's like I'm confident.
Skins, what about you? Do you vote for you or him? Well, you're muted right now, so no one's voting for anything.
Outstanding.
Looking at Boss right now, the Muth is Cuth.
Yeah, he'll
Oh,
play.
Where's
he,
that?
he,
Monday.
oh my God, he lost points. Now he's gained it back again.
No, if I can get Mark Andrews back in my lineup, I think that would be a big help. Um, Mike Williams, Justin Herbert stack didn't work out last week, but I think against Tennessee, it can happen. The Saints put up a lot of receiving yards against Tennessee last week. Running backs, I think if Eckler can stay at Q, I like it. So I'm gonna vote for me.
He's voting for him. Okay. Okay, there. Ice House.
Well, the vote always goes to the opponent, so when I win, I can give a fuck. So I'll take Stan.
He's taking stand on that. Okay, we got a split. 2 for Skins, 2 for Ice House. Commish.
Yeah, I think if Ayuk has himself a game, probably not going to matter. So I'm going to take Boss on this one.
Going Ice House. All right. I hate that the Muth is a Cuth right now, Ice House. But I like that Eckler is on your team, but Eckler is also a Q at this point here. I am going with Skins because not only is he bravely playing his own Washington D, but Herbert's going to be throwing to Mike Williams because Eckler is going to be having a little bit of a problem. So we going Skins for the OP.
Skins for the wins.
Skins for the wins for that. Yeah, here we go. All right. The picks is in, which is there's a lot of more splits. Last week it was pretty much one-sided for most of the things with this here. So this week there's only one one-sided game, and that's just Kamish versus Two Kidder. So this would be
It doesn't bode well for me.
see who's the underdog, who's the overdog for this. All right. At the break here, we've got Kamish 7 points, Icehouse 7 points, Skins 13 points, Grody 10 points, Sippy 9 points for this here. Let's see what they can do to pick themselves up here. Where's my pick? Why did my pick'em keep going to my team? Why does this do a thing here? I would like to go to my league so that the commish can talk about what happened last week, because in our weekly pick'em thing, stuff did happen last week. Now I've got it up on the screen at this point here. Hey, commish, what's going on with the Pro Pick'em League from last week? What happened? What's the hap?
Well, Tommy and Grody both tied with 77 points. Skins followed back with 67. Boss with 55. Myself and Eric with 49. And JV squeaked out a 35 by having the Jets picked for some ungodly reason. Yeah, that's exactly why. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 underdogs were the correct pick, meaning 6 favorites were it, and that was Atlanta, Jacksonville, San Francisco, Baltimore, Philly, and Dallas. The one thing I'm mad about with myself, I heard about it and I should have changed it, was the San Francisco pick. I saw that Bosa was going to play, and unlike with Detroit, where Kelsey was out, I changed it to Detroit. I stuck with Pittsburgh, and that cost me 14 points.
That's fair.
Otherwise, there weren't too many other picks that I thought differently that I should have changed. I was the only one who picked Carolina, and that was wrong. John, you were the only one who picked Indianapolis. You were dead wrong. Boss, you're the only one who picked. You were the only one who picked Houston, and you were wrong. We were all. Tommy, you were the only one who picked Tampa Bay, and you were right. Kevin, you were the only one that picked the Rams, and you were right. John, we already discussed picking the Jets in the end. We were all dead wrong about Washington and Chicago.
What's Washington's deal, Skins? Come on, why they got to upset us all like that?
Let's see. Tommy, no, I'm sorry, Stan. Had you bothered to pick Philadelphia, we all would have gotten Philadelphia right. You were the only one that picked New England and got it wrong.
Broski. Broham with that. Well, so it looks like we've got a tie for first place here. Let's all raise our glasses up to Grody and Sippy. Cheers for them winning week 1 with that. Well done. We'll start with Grody. Grody, what was something that you a game that you were interested in from last week, and you're happy with the results?
Yeah, the one that I was happy with was definitely been the Detroit pick. Initially, even before the Kelsey news, I'd already had them picked, just because they were a tough team at the end of last year. Figured that would transition over. The one pick I was up in the air about was the Chargers and Miami game. I thought about picking Miami, but I thought with their new offensive coordinator for the Chargers, I thought 3 points, they could win by more. But yeah, they let me.
It's fair with that. Fair too. Sippy, what about you? Any games that stuck out to you last week?
It was Saints Titans. I was on the fence on that one. You know, it's close 15-16. So yeah, probably
Yeah.
stay Braden.
Yeah, Saints game. That was a little bit rough. It was a big kicking match for all that was there. Yeah. Let's talk about our first game that's on the list. We got it listed. So each week we're doing this is for those who are potentially subscribing to our channel for the first time or us just catching back as to what the hell we were doing years and years ago. We each pick a couple of games or one game that we talk about. Winner of the week gets to actually pick two, to which Grody's going to take the two for that one there for the save on the time. The rest of us will each talk about a game, then we do quick picks after that. Grody has chosen first to talk about one of our favorite teams. We got Tampa Bay hosting the Bears. Hey, Grody, what's the hat?
Yeah. So obviously, being most of us are Bears fans except for Stan. Um, it's always good to talk.
They're my number two.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. It's good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously, it's always good to pick the Bears. They're going up against the Bucks, who I definitely thought would have done a little bit worse than they actually did. I mean, Minnesota's not like a great team. I thought Minnesota would regress this year. But the last time the Bears played the Tampa Bay Bucks was 2 years ago in 2021, where they lost 38-3. It was not a good outing. Fields threw 3 picks. One of the things that made me excited was Joe was talking about how Mike Evans could catch some balls against the Bears. He did in that game. He caught 3 touchdowns that game from Tom Brady. So yeah, definitely hopeful for fantasy that Mike Evans can continue that. If the Bears put up the same team they had last week, it's going to be a disappointing day for them because they came out like they were not ready to play at all in the second half. The first half, yes, they were there. They were in the game. I mean, it was looking like it was going to be a good game, and the second half came, and it was terrible. I would love to pick my Bears, but unless they come out with some fire, it's not going to be as good a game. It's the same defense they had 2 years ago when they picked Fields off 3 times. So I got 11 points. I'm throwing it Tampa Bay's way. If the Bears end up winning, great. Then I can kind of change my way and hopefully start picking them in some of these games. But I think right now, I think with the way Tampa's playing, they still have a really good defense. With the unsureness of the Bears' offense, I think I got to pick Tampa this week.
Fair. Fair is fair. Skins, do you agree with 11 points on Tampa Bay?
I'm sitting on 3 on Chicago. I think Tampa looked good only because they played Minnesota. I think Chicago's better than Minnesota. They can keep it close. I think they can dial their stuff back in a little bit. Baker Mayfield can't win 2 games in a row. So I'm gonna go with the Bears here. But I only have them for 3. If this spread can change a half point either way, I'll definitely raise it up. But I don't want to get caught with a push for the 3.
Fair's fair with
With the
that.
spread.
All right. All right. Ice House.
I'll take 8 on Tampa Bay. Bears their defensive rush was inept last week, so I don't think they're going to figure it out in 1 week. So give me Tampa Bay to just, get it done.
All right.
Unfortunately.
8 on Tampa Bay. Commish.
Oh, give me a second as I fill out my points. In my traditional system of highest to lowest, going across, I've successfully gotten past the Bears. So yeah, I also have 11. I don't know. I think if the Bears decide to blitz, they might actually have a chance at winning this game. I watched almost that entire game. I rarely saw them blitzing at all. It was a 4-man rush almost every single time, and they couldn't get to Jordan Love if they had nobody in their way. So I'm going to take Chicago for 11.
Chicago for 11. I will. I will be. I'm a sucker for my Bears. It's 3 points as well. So I'm going to do 9 points on Chicago for that. And then down to Sippy. Sippy, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna take point on the Bears. They're that's right. Even if they do blitz more, I think it's gonna leave a receiver uncovered. New defense needs work. They just look horrible. Um, Other than that, I'm still gonna go for 1 point just because they might turn it around.
I like it. Okay. I like it there. And I think excellent
Also,
advice.
one
Yeah,
more point. I believe doesn't the doesn't the spreads get locked in on Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
There's
Yeah.
Yeah, so these could change. These are early spreads that are with it here. So these very easily could change in certain instances. Like you guys were talking about Kelsey earlier. I think that would shift the spread on Kansas City just a little bit if something were to happen with that. Yeah, that's true. I'm glad you brought that up there. Skins,
I do believe
you.
he's a game decision, so it probably will be legit by Thursday before we hear anything.
Hmm. Skins is here to talk about Minnesota versus the Eagles. What do you know, Skins?
So spread opened up at 7.5, ticked down to 7 now. I have a feeling it'll go back to at least 7.5. Last year last week we all saw how Minnesota played against Tampa Bay, and it didn't look good. Here they are going against the Eagles on a short week. They got, this is Thursday night football, so they got three practice days to get their shit together against Philly. Last year they played Philly. They lost 24-7. Justin Jefferson was shut down. Cousins threw 3 interceptions that game, and the Eagles put up almost 500 yards, and Hurts scored 3 touchdowns in the first half. It was a 24-7 game, and that's the way it stayed after halftime. Eagles still have Darius Slay, and their coach talked about him following Justin Jefferson again this week. He's not going to do it every game or every play, but he's still going to be on Justin Jefferson most of the time. But the good news is James Bradbury, other cornerback for the Eagles, is out with a concussion, so he may not make it on the short week. So they got their second-year cornerback, Josh Jobe. He may have to start. The other thing going in the Vikings' direction is that the Eagles their linebackers and safeties are weaker from last year. So what does that mean? If they're not throwing to Jefferson, they're going to go to Hawkinson, and he's got a good matchup against these guys. What are the Eagles going to do? Well, bad news for the Vikings is some of their linemen, center, guard, and right guard and left tackle, they're all banged up. Whether they start this week, who knows, but they may not be up to full strength. So you got the Eagles' defensive line going against a semi-banged up Vikings line. Put all that together, and I just don't. I see Hawkinson having a good game, but I don't see the Vikings defense doing enough to stop the Eagles. So I am putting 12 on the Eagles. If this spread can get off of the 7, then I'm going to put the 12. But if it sits there on the 7, I'm just going to lower it to a 3 or a 4 to avoid the push.
Excellent.
But either way, I like the Eagles winning, covering the spread 8 times out of 10.
I like it. You get 12 on the Eagles Ice House, your rebuttal.
Well, you know what? I want to one-up Stan on this one.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go max points on the Eagles.
Max points on the Eagles.
Because if I get that one, that means my quarterback shit the bed. So okay, it's like I gotta win somewhere.
Ah, balance of the spreads, I see. All right. So max points are 12 and 16 on the Eagles, Kamish.
I got 3 points on Minnesota to lose by a field goal.
3 points on Minnesota. I gotta support my quarterback. It's one of the only ways I might ever stand a chance of beating Tommy. So I'm gonna join Skins in a 12 spot on the Eagles for that. Sippy,
I went 9 for the Eagles.
9 for the Eagles. Ooh, we're all going Eagles on this, Grody.
Kirk Cousins is the garbage time king. So
Not to mention,
I got 3 points on the Vikings for the
3
garbage time to
going
lose by a
on.
but
just like the commission.
it's a primetime game. Kirk Cousins
Ooh.
primetime. Him and Andy Dalton are the two kings of primetime.
Ooh.
Or should I say jesters?
Jesters. Yeah, Jesters, my
Last
pride.
time Cousins had a primetime game, he actually fucking showed up.
Yeah. I was gonna say after he beat
So,
the Bears, he kind of broke that curse.
last time we were all joking about
This
it. It's like,
Eagles
we
with a
all
better
shit on
defense.
him. It's like shit on us. So it's like, I don't know. I think you can say about that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that Kirk Cousins primetime thing doesn't work no more.
Yeah. Next we go down to Boss, who just told me Kansas versus whoever. That whoever happens to be them traveling to Florida to play the Jaguars. What do you know about this game, Icehouse?
Well, so defensive tackle Chris Jones, he ended his one game holdout. Cost him $1 million, but
I missed
he
that
can
one.
make
Good.
it up in incentives apparently.
Hmm.
But between him coming back, and I think Kelsey is supposed to play. It was a game time decision week 1, and obviously they want to play on the side of caution. It's like it's 1 week. It's KC. We fine. If they lose one game, big fucking deal. Between Kelsey coming back and them getting the mainstay of their defense back, he's gonna hold ETN down, and then Lawrence won't be able to rely on run game so much. Interestingly, the over/under of this game is at 51, the highest of any game this week or next week.
51. Wow.
Well, they do expect a lot of points, but when it comes to expecting a lot of points, then give me KC all the way. So I'll take 15 on KC.
15 on KC he goes. Wow, that's pretty impressive there. All right, he's going big, right? Yeah, he's going big. Kamish, what do you say about Icehouse's 15 on Kansas City?
Well, Kansas City has played Jacksonville a total of 15 times. They lead the series 9-6, and they've won 2, 4, 6, the last 7 in a row. I don't imagine that Kansas City is going to blow that streak now, especially if Kelsey plays and with Jones being back. It is a 3-point spread. If it was any higher, I'd probably take Jacksonville. So I've got 12 on Kansas City.
12 on Kansas City. I'm taking a contrarian point of view. I'm going to go Jacksonville. Number one, Kansas is traveling to Florida. A little bit different weather happening with it there. Number two, Miles Jack used to play in Jacksonville, which is irrelevant to today's game with it as of right now. And number three, Kansas City has just so frequently not covered their dang spread. I trust them to win. It's only 3 points. 4 points on Jacksonville. I made up my mind with that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
They don't cover large spreads, John.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is.
that's what I was going to say. I was like, wait a minute, it's 3 points, man. Get out of here with that.
Yep.
Just you wait. Sippy,
Yeah,
quick,
it's gonna end
say.
up being a push.
Yeah.
Dave, you know I'll dump on you some more. It's 3 points, you dumbass.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario with a push, but
Plus, they're getting back, like everybody said, Kelsey and their defensive end. Like, it's only 3 points.
Well,
It goes up
we'll
more
have to see tomorrow what
you
that
know,
point jumps to because of the Chris Jones.
Yeah, if it goes up to 5 or 6, I might think about switching to the Jaguars on low points. Well, if it stays at 3, I'm going to stay at 13.
Look at
13
that.
for Kansas City.
13 for Kansas City. See, remember, folks, these are intelligent decisions, right? Not the one to make with me here. Back up to the top, Grody.
Yeah, if the spread pushes any higher, I might pick Jacksonville. I got 12 on KC, and the last two time they played them was last year. One before in the regular season and one in the playoffs. And in the regular season, KC won 27-17. And in the playoffs, the Jaguars increased their point total by 3 points to 20 and lost 27-20. So if they increase their points again by 3 points, they'll still lose 27-23. Covering the 3 point spread, will Kansas City do that? So if it goes higher, I'll pick Jacksonville. If not, I'm sticking with 12 on KC.
Fair. And then Skins. What do you think, Skins?
I like that anecdote that Grody just popped out there. If they can increase it by another field goal, then they'll win. But or then KC will cover the spread. But if they increase it by 2 safeties instead of a field goal, then they will cover because I anticipate this will go to 3.5. So with that said, plus also I was going to mention, as you did, JV, the weather. It's going to be 85. It's going to be humid. Uh, Weather always does take a little toll on some teams, and I think that could be just enough for Jacksonville. If the spread moves to 3.5, I'm going to put 10 on Jacksonville.
'Cause there's no humidity in Kansas City.
yeah,
There's
it's still summer everywhere, man.
But it's beach humidity. It's not Midwest humidity.
difference. Meteorologist Skins over here.
This isn't the East Coast to the West Coast.
If it was Miami, I would agree with you, but Jacksonville's
Yeah, it's like-
is the most like northern
Florida.
place in like Florida too.
Yeah,
Florida humidity.
that's true. No, that's true.
What do we get for humidity standing?
this,
South Florida, northern Florida, and then the rest of the country.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting your humidities mixed up. Just because it's Florida doesn't mean it's all the
Still
same.
humid. Still hot and humid. It's still September.
I like it there. Over to the commish, hopping on that Let's Go Buffalo train, talking about Buffalo versus Las Vegas. What do you know, commish?
Let's see. Buffalo and the Raiders. Currently a 10-point swing for Buffalo on this bad boy. Which, let's see, the last time they played each other, this is kind of an interesting swing back there. They've played each other 42 total times. They are split down the middle, 21 and 21. In fact, their last 6 meetings have gone Bills win 2, Oakland win 2, Bills win 2, and then prior to that, Oakland had won 4 in a row. They're kind of splitting streaks here. So, given that it's been 2-2-2, is this going to be the start of a streak for the Las Vegas Raiders to win 2 in a row before Buffalo bounces back with 2 more? Who's to say? Oh, where the hell is that? We don't have it. No, it's gone.
Oh no.
Son of a bitch. Man down, man down. Let us see. Oh, how did I not? Oh, good. I don't know where the hell I saved that. Let's see. Wow, none of these. Okay, apparently I never saved that file from last year that had all the spreads and the stats, so that's gone. Buffalo, if I recall last year, didn't do too hot for and against the spread in terms of overall. They were probably, I think it was like around 50%. So it is a large spread. Buffalo didn't look too good against the Jets. Obviously, defense playing huge. The Raiders are pumped up. They did win, and I think they're winning the division currently. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take 1 point. I'm going to throw it Las Vegas's way.
Las Vegas is on the 1 point for that. And this is it's the 1 point because your system is saying it's a large spread, go low on the points.
Because I never trust large spreads.
Yeah. And that's
Buffalo
fair.
could win this game by 9 points, which is great, but that doesn't, then the spread says no, that's a loss picking Buffalo.
Yeah. It makes sense. I like that system too. I always think about that when I see large spreads like this. I am going to do 3 points for Buffalo on this one. I like your strategies with that. But I just, after looking at what Buffalo can do to what is currently one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL, and still damage them in the way that they did, I think Las Vegas is going to have to work to make sure that they stop Allen and his offense from taking over. And they're at home. Plus, I do like Buffalo at home. Them some rowdy wrestling crowds. So 3 points for Buffalo. Sippy, what do you think?
Well, it's losing Buffalo, right? Buffalo from the East Coast, and John's thinking with the Raiders coming from a dome,
Yeah.
you might have to go with Buffalo, but only 4 to the spread. But I do think Buffalo's going to this one. It's a little bit of a weaker defense than the Jets. They might cover. It's not a lot.
That right there. You like it? So wait, Tommy, who'd you put on what there? I missed that at the end. Buffalo? You got it there. Sometimes the microphone comes in a little bit with that one there, but I want to make sure. That's why I want to get it down. Back up to Grody. Hey, Grody, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think Buffalo's still going to win. I'm putting 2 points on Vegas. I think Vegas can cover because one of the things a lot of people aren't mentioning, their coach is Josh McDaniels, who went against Buffalo for years. So being in New England, so I don't think they'll win just because Buffalo, coming off of that kind of disparaging loss, is probably going to come out on fire. But I don't see them win. Like Joe said, they could win by 9, and you still get it right. So I definitely still see Buffalo winning. I don't know if they'll cover at 10.
I managed to find my spreadsheet. Buffalo was 7-7-2 last year.
Ooh. Like that kind of spread with there. I like you keep track of the stats like that. It's good stuff. Again, worth paying attention to.
The insight onto the larger spreads during that one.
Say that.
No, I don't think it had anything. What the spread was. I should actually add that to the sheet so I know if there's any add more value to this.
Skins, what do you think about this Vegas Buffalo shindig?
Well, I think with Buffalo getting embarrassed in New York, this is their first home game. They're going to want to come back. They're going to want to show everyone who they are and who they think they can be. So I'm popping in 11 on Buffalo to cover this 2-point spread.
11 on Buffalo, he says. 11 on Buffalo. Then Ice House, complete the trifecta there.
No, I'm taking 4 on Vegas.
Ooh, it's a split. It is a split. There. Excellent. Excellent. All right. comes to me, who actually got last place in our division here. The only reason Sippy's going a little bit last was, well, he said, just give Grody the points. So it was nice, but I got last place. So again, my picks probably the worst decisions to listen to here. I chose the Cleveland Browns Steelers game. Everyone knows I'm from Cleveland, so there's always a little bit of hype around where the Browns are. And this is the
No, you
rivalry.
live in Cleveland. You're not from there.
Oh, well, yeah, well, I'm from Chicago, but I moved to Cleveland. I live in
This man is
Cleveland.
getting his shit confused.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah. So Browns Steelers, old rivalry, not the oldest, but certainly a nasty one. They're going to Pittsburgh to play. Pittsburgh is rebuilding this year with a large amount of rookies and a large amount of old timers. Their cornerbacks are all, I think, over 33 years old vets with it. So they're really in a process of trying to rebuild themselves in the post Big Ben era. But you can't get around the fact that in terms of the last relevant, Browns coming back into the NFL in 1999, that at home against Pittsburgh, they have only beat them 4 times since 1999. This is a team that just cannot. Now, granted, Big Ben coming in 2004. There's a lot of losses that come in from there because they won in 1999 when they first got themselves brought back in. And then the Tomlin era took over for there. 10 points. Who's the coach that came before Tomlin?
Bill Cowher.
Boom! Grody got 10 points. Big old leap with that one there. Yeah. Browns traditionally do not do well in
Who
Pittsburgh.
was
But
the coach before Cowher?
I don't know.
Because Pittsburgh's only had 3 coaches.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, who's the old man?
Yes.
Who is it? Who is
I
it?
don't know the man's name. I just know that they've had 3 head coaches.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
I know
either.
Dick LeBeau was the defensive coordinator when Bill Cowher was there for the longest time.
Points worth for that stat with that there. I did not know that. Because Cowher was there from 1993. And then there was an old man that
Yeah,
was there.
it was Bill Austin, then Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and then Mike Tomlin.
Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, so that's the thing that bugs me about the Steelers is that this is a family. This is, in my opinion, a well-run organization. They're going to find a way to beat their biggest rival or one of their biggest rivals. But they don't look so good this year, whereas the Browns have adopted kind of this new wide nine type of defense, and preseason looked pretty good against the Bengals, looked pretty good. Not like, I don't know, the game was in the rain, so it was more of a defensive game anyway, but Pittsburgh's offense doesn't look so good. I'm not worried about Pittsburgh's defense so much. The Browns have they've got Chubb, they've got Amari Cooper, they've got Elijah Moore. Deshaun Watson looked terrible up his first time at quarterback. He underthrew everything that he was throwing. The only reason, the only ounce of any reason that he deserves merit is because he ran in a touchdown. So either way, though, this is going to be close. It's at least it was earlier, a 2.5 point spread in favor of Cleveland at home. It is still a 2.5 point spread in favor of Cleveland. Normally, I'd go Pittsburgh on this just based on the fact that they have a running set of stats that says that it looks like they're really going to take it at home and beat Cleveland, but I don't think so right now. I think Pittsburgh is going to have to lick some wounds here, and I am going to go 15 points on the Browns for this one with it. Sippy, your thoughts?
I just kind of looked up the head coaches. So Chuck Noll was third one. He was from 1969 to 91. He almost had a
Wow.
22-year career with Pittsburgh. That is the anyway. Other than that, I'm gonna take that for the. I think I did. Oh, 6 something.
Points with that. I like it. All right. Back up to Grody.
Yeah, I gotta take Pittsburgh. They're coming off a terrible loss in the first game, and we're at home. And I mean, if they lose to Cleveland, it'll be shocking because they haven't in 20 years. The last loss obviously was the playoff loss to Cleveland. That was when Baker was there, but Baker's not there. So hopefully, maybe Pittsburgh can get a massage therapist, and maybe Watson will be a little bit distracted.
Ah,
You go Pittsburgh. How many points on Pittsburgh for that, Grody?
14 points on Pittsburgh.
14. You go 14 points on Pittsburgh. Goddamn, that's funny. Skid. Wait, say that again.
He's massaging in 14 points for Pittsburgh.
He's massaging in. Yeah, indeed. The Skins. What do you think?
I think Cleveland can win this by more than a field goal. Luckily, they get to play in the rain again this week on Monday night. So they'll be playing against Pittsburgh in the rain. Pittsburgh didn't look so hot. Cleveland looked competent enough to win by a field goal. So I'll take Cleveland, putting 9 on them.
9 points. Interesting note. There have been reports on some of the worst stadiums to play in during rain. The worst stadiums go Miami, then Pittsburgh, and at the top, the most leg-breaking stadium outdoors is Washington. They describe the fields in Pittsburgh in particular as damp. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting note. The Ice House. Oh, he's in thought. Ice House is in thought.
I don't know. I gotta go with Cleveland, I guess. 7 points.
7 points on to Cleveland for that. And then Commish.
I got 14 on Pittsburgh.
14 on Pittsburgh. Another split with that. Exciting. Very exciting. Sippy Cup, who won first place, has chosen to talk about the Indianapolis-Houston game. Sippy, what do you know about this game?
Well, I know they're both rookies at QB, so that's kind of why I chose them. In addition, it should be the second time in NFL history both the starting QBs are 21 and under. Also, both teams are trying to bounce back from their week 1 loss. Stroud look a little bit better. The defenses and sort of in the field and making reads over Richards in last next 2 games. It looked like Stroud understood what defenses were thinking of and what to go. And Richardson kind of went with his legs more. They both kind of did. Last week, Richardson had 40 yards rushing, and Stroud with only 20. The spread is 1.5. And we can't do it. I went with Indy giving the pass. So I think they're going to win by a field goal.
By field goal. He's going with Indy.
I did 3 points there.
3 points on Indy with that. I like it. All right, Grody, what are your thoughts? He's got one on. We got some on Indy.
Yeah, so I with this game, I am picking Indianapolis to win this game. They actually, Texans won the game last year, which was the game that gave the Bears the number 1 overall pick. Thank you, Houston.
Thank you, Houston.
But yeah, I think the Colts are they, not to say they don't look great, but they look a little bit better than Houston. I think definitely with it being a 1.5 spread, late, Richardson gets them in position for last second field goal to get the win. So I got my 16 points on Indianapolis.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Skins. Max points on Indy. Tommy says Indy. What are you with? You contrarian?
I'm putting 13 on Indy
13. Oh.
because they put Indy put up what did they put up? They put up 21 versus Jacksonville. And if they can put up 21 versus Jacksonville, they can put up more against Houston, or at least that much versus Houston. Houston only scored 9 points last week against Baltimore, and I don't see them scoring more than maybe another touchdown. So Indy should be able to outscore Houston definitely more than 1.5, definitely more than a field goal, probably even more than a touchdown. 13 on Indy.
13 on Indy. He goes with there. All right, Ice House.
I'm taking 6 on Houston.
6 on Houston.
One team's gonna show up somehow. I don't know
Yeah,
how, but
they're gonna be there, but not. Well, all right.
it's
Okay.
two inept teams versus each other. I mean, you just need there's a whole lot of incompetence going against each other.
That's true.
So it's like,
That's damn true.
a 2-point spread. It's like, well, whatever. Someone's got to win, obviously, but it doesn't have to be. It's not gonna be a great game. No one's gonna watch it. And the fact it's on at noon makes it even less watchable because
Ah,
like 2 markets are gonna watch this shit show.
gotcha.
Take 6. I don't know.
All right, so Ice House is going 6 on Houston. Commish.
Well, let's see. I got 16 on Houston.
Oh, my guy with me over here.
16
You
on
know what's
Houston.
going to happen? You know what's going to happen? They're going to go for 2 for the win and lose by 1.
Yeah, we'll get fucking hosed.
That's what's going to happen. Instead of going for 2 and getting the win, they're going to go. I mean, maybe they get the win. I don't care, but they'll lose by 1 or they'll get the win and win by 1. Either way, I'm taking Houston.
Oh my God, I was gonna take Indy, but now you forced me. You both forced me. I'm doing 8 points on Houston. I will join this silly train that's happening
All
over
right,
here.
let's go, Houston Crew.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I don't even care if it's not a missed 2-point conversion for the win. I just want Houston to lose this game by 1 now.
All right, reminder: whoever sees it first, text the other 2 of us. Well, anyway, text whoever. I don't care. All of us.
Indeed.
Text.
This will be my call. This will be my call. Like the one time when I called the one team, hey, if they're gonna win this game, they're gonna win by a field goal. And then sure enough, those assholes did.
I'll recall that too.
Yeah, I expect a text at like 3:10 or something when either one of these teams fucking pulls something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send out the text. They did it. Those crazy sons of bitches. They did it.
Player
Right.
he hates. That's awesome. Raise our glasses
Alrighty.
back up again to Grody and Sippy for winning the week with this one here. Cheers to both you two for making good decisions and helping the public out with their decisions and us stupid people with our decisions like me. Grody, you chose to talk about Baltimore against the Bengals. What do you know? What do you say?
Yeah, it's a pretty good matchup. You got 2 really good QBs, Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow, actually, the last time at home, which would have been last year, he didn't have to play so well because they were going up against their third string quarterback in Anthony Brown because Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson were both hurt. So he didn't look that great. But the time before that, that was Joe Burrow's record setting 525-yard 4 touchdown game. That was at home. That was in Cincy. So that was the reason why I chose this game was because they're at home. They're coming off a disappointing loss to the Browns where they looked like they didn't even know how to play football. He is going up against Lamar Jackson. The last time that Lamar Jackson played um, against Joe Burrow at Cincinnati was in 2021. he won that game with throwing 3 touchdowns. So it's definitely going to be a game that's going to, you know, be a high scoring game. The last time these two played, it was 24-17 in a playoff game, but that was with Tyler Huntley, not Jackson. But I think Cincinnati's going to come out with fire. They're going to look to just demoralize the Ravens. I think with again J.K. Dobbins going down an ACL or Achilles. He's also torn his ACL the last 2 years in a row as well. I got 8 points on Cincy right now with it being a 3.5 point spread. Might pick Baltimore if it climbs a little bit higher. Definitely if it stays where it's at, I'm sticking with Cincy. I think 4 or 5 points, I think, is definitely doable for them to win, especially if Joe Burrow comes out and done what he has in the past against them, throwing for 50 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Makes sense. Actually makes a ton of sense with that. All right. So we got 8 points on Cincy. Skins. What do you think?
I don't think it's too big of a loss with the Ravens losing J.K. Dobbins. They still got a couple capable backs with Hill and obviously Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards, he's averaged 5 yards, at least 5 yards a carry every year. He's toted the rock. So I think
say
he
5
can,
yards a game.
that. What's that?
I thought you were about to say Gus the Bus is 5 yards a game. Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
More.
5 yards per rushing attempt. He's gotten at least 5 yards a game. But I think Baltimore, being in a division game, they're going to play each other very tough. Since he didn't look so hot, they're going to have to work through some stuff. I don't know if Burrow is still dealing with that calf strain or not. Maybe that's limiting his mobility. But Lamar Jackson, he certainly has his mobility. And if they get Mark Andrews back, that will certainly open things up for them. I think Baltimore can definitely keep it close, if not win. So I'm going to pop 10 on the Ravens.
10 on the Ravens. I like it there. Ice House?
It's like 5 on the Ravens. I'm not sure Joe Burrow's back yet. Joe Burrow is back yet.
Mm-hmm.
Not leg injury, I should say. I don't mean to be one of those people that says Joe Burrow's.
Well, you did. Joe Burrow's back. You're not sure if Joe Burrow's is
I
back.
care about Joe Burrow's back.
Aha.
I care about he is back.
Aha.
So anyway, yeah, I'm taking 5 on the Ravens.
Very good. 5 on the Ravens there. Down Commish.
I have 6 on the Baltimore Ravens.
6 on the Ravens. Normally, Grody, I would join you. I am a fan of Burrow. I like Burrow's style. I like Burrow's way. But the entire Browns game, all they were focusing on is at the end of every play, somebody is sitting there with a very large, like rubber band like thing, and is leaning in on Burrow's leg. On top of that, I think the other reason that the Bengals are going to be in trouble, they lost their pro right tackle. They have switched left tackle to right tackle and brought in a rookie. And if there's one thing Baltimore does well, they're going to blitz and they're going to make Burrow have to run. And right now, Burrow is not a very mobile quarterback, and he's not good at throwing on the run. I don't think he's fully healthy enough just yet here. So I will be joining everybody. Normally I go Burrow, but I'm going to be going on Baltimore for this one right here. 10 points on Apple Core, Baltimore. Sippy.
No, I'll buy points to 10. I like your style, John. I'm with you
Yeah.
on that one. 10 it is.
I'm going to take the Bengals for 3.
3.
You don't want to join the 10 club?
Come on,
Yeah,
you want to be in the
you
10
didn't
club?
tell me, but you convinced me.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Yeah. All right. That's all our, big picks. Now we're going to do a bunch of quick picks here, starting up with Grody. Let's talk about Green Bay at Atlanta. What do you got?
I got Green Bay for 15.
Green Bay 15 with that. Skins.
Green Bay for 2.
Oh, he's dropped a deuce on Green Bay. Ice House.
Atlanta's just gonna run it. It's gonna be close.
Yes, smash Green Bay for 14. It's
Yeah,
over.
14. All right, Commish.
Atlanta 15.
Atlanta
Oh,
15. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I was gonna go Green. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my gut here. Yeah, Green Bay for 7. Yeah, I feel like dirty. I gotta wash my hands. Sippy.
I went to the city. You're doing Atlanta for 7.
Atlanta for 7. Yeah, good deal. Back up the skins. You got Detroit hosting Gino's East Pizza in Seattle.
Dude, Seattle was my biggest flub last week. I thought they were gonna tear the Rams apart. Would tear that Rams defense apart, and but either way, I think they can do it to Detroit. They can keep it close. So 7 on Seattle again. I'm gonna double down on them again.
Ooh, 7 on Seattle. He's got faith. Ice House, do you have faith?
I don't really like this game. I'm going to
Easy,
keep
George
1
Michael.
point on Detroit.
Detroit. It goes direct George
Shame on
Michael.
Chris Bryant for hitting a home run against the Cubs.
Boom.
Thanks somebody for getting that.
It's good. That's good. Mitch, what do you got here for this one? Detroit, Seattle.
I got Detroit for 4 points.
Yeah, I'm also going Detroit.
I'm
I'm
riding
not.
that Dan Campbell high.
Yeah. Do 6 points on Detroit. Detroit looks like a different team. They look different this year. They look mean.
If
Sippy.
he was available, Jason Campbell would be their quarterback so that they could have some Campbell soup.
Oh my
Both head
God.
coach and quarterback.
Epic. Sippy, what you got? Detroit, Seattle. Sippy, you there?
I don't know. Sorry, so hold on. I should talk to me.
Oh, wait. So who do you got here? Detroit or Seattle? Which one? See there? Hello?
He's
Yes,
staring
no.
at you pretty good.
He's just
Oh,
staring
he's
at me
really
for.
staring at you there.
Yeah, damn, he's good.
He is doing a staring contest and winning.
Sorry. Just give me the thing.
You keep giving him a poke, maybe? No, that's not going to do it.
I think we've
Do the
potentially.
thing!
Wow.
Give him the stick.
I think I heard him. He said he was taking Detroit Rock City for 4.
You doing Detroit Rock City for 4? I like that.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Get him on.
All right, we'll wait. Oh, we lost to Sippy there. I don't know. We'll find him back here. Oh, he's coming back.
He's back.
He's pink. He's mean. He's green. He's a Sippy machine. Sippy, we lost you. Welcome back. What do you got for Detroit, Seattle? Yeah, Seattle.
Seattle for 2.
Seattle for the deuce. He's dropped a deuce in his Geno's Eats Pizza. Ugh, poor guy. Ice House, you have the Los Angeles Chargers going on down to Tennessee.
Well, it's in Tennessee. I don't know. They just like 9 on Tennessee.
9 on Tennessee, he goes. Kamish.
I have 10 on the Chargers.
10 on the Chargers, he goes. Chargers, you let me down here again. You sons of bitches, Herbert. Get something better than this. I'm always betting on you. Dollar yo on the Chargers for this. Sippy, what's your thought on Chargers, Tennessee?
Tennessee for 5.
Tennessee.
Home.
Yeah. I like it there. Grody,
I got 10 on the Chargers.
10 on the Chargers. And then Ski.
I really want to pick the Chargers, but all I have is a 1 left. So I'm going to pick the Chargers, and I'm probably going to have to change this during the week. But I really like the Chargers, and it's not going to be 1. So I'm going to give you that pick.
Okay, that's fair.
And
Not a 1 on the
who
Chargers.
I want to switch out. Yeah. Won't be a 1.
Thanks a lot. Going to Commish, California Battle, San Fran, going to the Rams.
I have 2 points on San Francisco.
2 points on San Fran. I'm going to be joining you with San Fran. I'm going to be doing a 5 spot on the Niners. Sippy?
One big, 14 on the Niners.
Wow, 14 on the Niners. He goes. Grody.
I got 1 on the Rams.
1 on the Rams. You are a closet Rams fan. I know you, Grody. You're just I know you, Grody. There's something up with the Rams or Stafford or something like that. I don't know what it is. We'll find out.
I like Stafford, man. He put a kink into Tom Brady's armor when he went to the Rams and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I like it. Skins.
Swap my Seattle pick, or I took Seattle at 7. Seattle's now a 1, and a 7 goes to whoever the heck we were talking about.
San Fran and the
versus
Rams.
49ers.
San Fran, an 8. Sorry, not a 7.
San
Fran gets an 8. Plus, look at, I mean, it jumped a point and a half. It was starting at a touchdown. It jumped a point and a half in San Francisco's favor to win. So they're obviously anticipating a bigger win by San Francisco. So that is definitely on my radar, and they get an 8.
I like it. Then Ice House.
It said 7.5 and 8. Well, mostly 7.5. Looking at the books, so not that impressed.
The books don't matter.
I'm taking LA for 3.
Books don't matter. He's doing LA for 3. All right. Okay. Comes to me. I've got the New York Giants at Arizona. I don't know anything about either of these two teams except that they're both kind of poopy. So I'm going to go with Arizona with you know what? Why not? 13 points on. Wow. It's Sippy.
They took New York, even though they lost 40-0. I think they're going to beat the Cardinals because the Cardinals are kind of in running for the USC quarterback. So, so they might tank. Although the USC quarterback says if he's going to go to Arizona, he might stay another year. So I'm still going to go with the Giants.
Is it just me, or does Joshua Dobbs look like some kind of possible rodent, like a mole or like maybe a shrew? Is it just me? No? Okay. Yeah, like I look at that guy, like it's like, man, that guy.
Look at this. He's all for him.
It's like
Got some funky ears, maybe.
he looks
He's like a
Fault the man for that.
maybe like a mole or a vole.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Something that an owl would spit out in a pellet somewhere,
You can't pick the way you look. Don't make fun of
No,
that.
That's true.
He deserves a wow for that. Yeah. All right, so where we go? Let's Sippy go. Back up to Grody.
I got 5 points on the G-Men. Owls
5.
actually eat a lot of cats, John.
Oh, really? Oh, right. Well, that's interesting. The Skins.
I hate putting big points on NFC East teams that are not named Washington, but I have 15 points on the Giants because if the Redskins beat the Cardinals by 4, then the Giants should be able to at least cover around 4 too. Especially looking to come back from their pathetic showing last week. They got Darren Waller, like I mentioned earlier, with Logan Thomas. Eight targets went to the tight end. Arizona can only show out for so much this season. I mean, they will be garbage and will probably get that at least a top 3 pick. So look for the Giants to come back and cover this by probably a touchdown.
Excellent. Excellent choice with that. Ice House.
I agree with what Stan was saying. It was like, I got to take the Giants here. Not going to get, they're going to show up this game. I'm taking them for 11.
Fair. Fair is fair. Then you got the commish. What do you got here?
I got 5 points on Arizona.
5 points on Arizona. Wow. All for that. All right. Back up to the top. No. Actually, we got Sippy for this one here. Sippy, who do you got for Dallas hosting the Jets?
Well, you got the Jets defense, but Aaron Rodgers less Jets. I'm taking the Cowboys for 16 because I think Cowboys defense is confused. Hmm,
16 points.
Whoever, yeah,
16 points on them
who's the Jets team
Cowboys.
now? Yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to try to confuse Zach Wilson. And I think it's going to take another week for Wilson to get more comfortable in the defense. So I'm going for the Cowboys.
I like it there. And I think that's honestly, yeah, like he's had time to listen to Rodgers a little bit. Maybe he's learned something, but we'll see. Yeah, only one way to find out here. Grody.
Yeah, just Zach Wilson makes a lot of unforced errors. Yeah, I got the Dallas for 7.
Dallas for 7 for that. All right. Scared.
I have no idea why this spread is 3.5. I feel like it should be one of the double-digit spreads of the week. Over
Jump, actually.
at least over a touchdown. I don't know,
I
but
think it's got to do with
this
that.
is
If you look at Buffalo as a team, it's to me, I think Buffalo is a better team than Dallas because I think Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Dak. So with how good the Jets defense did, as well as Dallas's defense, that's why it's such a low spread because it's kind of
it is the Jets defense is their only saving grace.
Yeah.
But this will be at Dallas. Zach Wilson will be starting. So this is what I just said earlier about picking the Giants. I hate picking NFC East teams. I also hate picking Dallas for one of my other biggest picks. But I got to pick Dallas against these guys. I mean, this should be a 10-point spread. This is gonna be another 40-0 beatdown. So Dallas it is. I hate to see it.
Wow. Interesting there. All right. That's what skins we got. Okay. Ice House.
Well, we looked at the books. It is a 9.5-point spread.
Wait, say that again.
It's a 9.5-point spread. Yahoo's just ain't fucking behind.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like Yahoo was in like 2 days before Aaron Rodgers, whatever the fuck happened. So
No, the 3.5 is from this morning.
it's insanity. Or just
probably before the Aaron Rodgers news came out. So this should zip up to 9.5, and I'm
whatever it's worth. Spread 9.5. I'm still taking Dallas. I don't give a fuck.
this if not 40-0, it'll be 24-3. It'll be
I mean to me, who cares? They're
All right, quick picks, guys. Let's
get
move this on.
Commish, what do you got?
Well, in the interest of not taking up too much time, I have 7 points on Dallas. And once that goes up high, I will change all of my points. So 7 for now.
7 for now. Aaron Rodgers is gone. This is an omen. It is time for the era of the Jets, Jets. Max points on the Jets. I never pick have the trombone at the end of it there. Hey, Skins, it's not Dallas, so you get out of here. All right, back up to the top here. We got Denver hosting Washington. Grody.
Yeah, I don't trust Denver. Got 6 points on Washington.
6 points on Washington. There we go. Skins.
Oh, this is easy. I mean, you got Russell Wilson, the Denver defense, all that good. Adam Troutman showing out at tight end for Denver. Yeah, easily 16 on the Skins.
16 on the Skins. Ice House.
2 on Denver.
2 on Denver. Commish.
8 on Washington.
8 on Washington. I'm going to drop a deuce in Denver. And Sippy.
That was a good one. That one worked.
That was pretty good. Look at that. All right. Oh, that is what it is. So Skins. You got Miami at New England.
I'm gonna pop 4 on New England. Prime time. Monday
Ooh,
night.
interesting. All
Belichick
right.
knows what to do.
Oh, it's Belichick Monday night. I got you there, right? Ice House.
Monday night.
I'm
Monday
taking
night.
above on Miami.
Miami.
That's our
12
Tyreek
Miami.
Hill. That's what
Wow.
he's gonna do.
Kamish. What you got?
You got 13 on Miami.
13 on Miami. I'm doing New England for 1. Because I don't know very much about this here. Sippy.
12 on Miami.
12 on the Miamis there. Back up to Grody.
I got 13 on New England.
13 on New England. Ooh, there we go. And last one here, we go to Ice House. You're doing Nolans at Carolina.
Oh, New Orleans all the way. What did I put? I got 5 on New Orleans.
5 on Nolans with it there.
Orleans
Kamish?
I got 9 on New Orleans.
9 on Nolans. I'm going to do 14 on Nolans. Sippy?
11 New Orleans.
11 Nolans with it. Back up to Grody.
And New Orleans.
New Orleans with it there. I like it. And then one last one from Skins.
5 on Nolans.
On Nolans with it there. The right way to do it there. Yeah, all right. Make sure you click to save the picks thing. I'm making sure I'm doing that right now. But there'll be some changes. So make sure you tune in next week. Hopefully we have the full gang here again. Sippy, it's good to have you here. Skins, Ice House, Grody, the Commission, we will see you around next week. See you later. Bye-bye.